Hey yo, YouTube, did you know that we have been bombing them Houthis for 48 straight days in Yemen? Yeah. Brett Barr asked JD Vance what was the desired outcome about bombing these with bombing these Houthis. And he said that them Houthis learned a very expensive lesson. Yeah, don't touch any of our shit. And hopefully, neighboring countries will recognize the danger they might put themselves in if they try any of that type of malarkey with this administration. And by neighbors, I mean Iran. Yo, Iran has been openly sponsoring a terror organization based in Yemen that call themselves the Houthis. Yeah, Iran had basically been supplying the terror cell with weapons and technology, and they even helped them construct a drone building facility, which had made some of the drones that have been attacking some of the ships, some of the shipping vessels in the Red Sea. So yeah, in the leaked signal text, Pete Hegseth was accused of leaking. JD Vance was against the advancements against against Yemen, but Trumpito wasn't going. So yeah, they've been blowing Yemen down for like 2 months straight. Michael Waltz, that was the guy who actually leaked the signal text to the news journalist. He been reassigned to be an ambassador now at the in the United Kingdom. They're now participating in this fight against Yemen. But yeah, they helped us blow up the drone creating facility the other day. We blew that down. And it was actually European shipping tanks that got hit with the drones anyway. It wasn't even our stuff. So yeah. That's basically what JD Vance was explaining in this Fox News interview. He was basically like, look, our allies needed to, come spend some of this money and gets their hands dirty, you know what I'm saying? Because we already told y'all it's not even our burden to carry, and we already told y'all we're not about to keep on fighting all these wars. And also that he disputed attacking Yemen in the beginning, but Trumpito made it clear, and I quote, he made his desires clear, and our job is to implement them. Period. My name is Marcus Russell. This is the Marcus Russell Show. Yo, I say this all the time. When you're like a general or a leader, sometimes you listen to the officers, but ultimately the decisions and the repercussions, they're solely yours. So, that's how it is. Trumpito just made a decision. We blowing them down. We blowing them down. Yo, period. Them hoodies don't want that smoke. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get right to the video.
You recorded your skepticism about launching a military operation against the Houthis on that signal chat. You were kind of overruled, if you will, about those concerns from the Defense Secretary and the National Security Advisor. And that open-ended bombing has entered its 48th day, 48 straight days of U.S. bombing. What does that say? Is the U.S. prepared to strike Iran based on what we're seeing with the Houthis?
Let me say a couple things, Brett. First of all, if you go back to when those messages were leaked, what we were doing is having a private strategic conversation about how to message this to the American people. It's always important to explain what you're actually doing, how to ensure that some of the, frankly, our allied countries that are underspending on their own defense are actually carrying some of the burden. That was a concern that I raised about this particular operation. But I wasn't overruled. What happened is the president.
No,
it's fine. But the president. But
they
clear.
Expressed concerns
shut
that
up.
They won the day as far as the policy.
No, I think the president had made his desires clear, and our job is to implement it. And of course, part of implementing it is you talk about how best to do that, about when to actually launch a strike and so forth. And that's what the signal chat revealed. And frankly, I thought it reflected well on me. I'm obviously biased about myself, but about Mike Waltz and Pete Hegseth, that we were deliberating how to implement the president's agenda. I think that's what a good national security team should do. But you asked about the Houthi campaign. I mean, I think, we're already seeing signs that the Houthis are saying no mas. They've been bombed. They've recognized that there are serious consequences to firing on American and other ships. And I actually think we're in a good place for the Houthis to stop attacking civilian vessels, to go back to doing whatever it is they were doing before they were attacking civilian vessels. And I think that if that were happening, then this bombing campaign would be over the next day.
You hear the criticism, though, from libertarians, from the left, that this is the new Vietnam. this is 48 days of bombing. People in the middle of the country may not know that we're in the middle of a hot war with Yemen. What do you say to that?
Well, not with Yemen, with a terrorist organization
Inside
that has been firing on American ships. And I think that people, want to compare this to Vietnam. Come on. I think that the president has made it very clear that one of his core national security priorities is that if you load stuff onto a ship and you send it to the United States, we want to make sure that it shows up without the sailors getting killed, without the ship being destroyed. That is an objective that we're going to pursue forcefully if we have to.
With this Mike Waltz change, and I know you say it's ascension to the UN's ambassador, but is this a change in policy? Is this a message in any way, shape, or form that it's a change?
Yeah. And if I can give some background into that question, Brett, I've already seen some folks saying that this is a war between the hawks and the anti-hawks, the
MAGA,
neoconservatives versus MAGA, or the realists. That's not what this is about at all.
Yo, of course, Democrats do not support us bombing Yemen because basically they just don't support anything that Trumpito does. And them Houthis. No, they don't really want that smoke. You do not want that smoke. This is not President Joe Biden. This dude is not like Biden. Look, he will blow down the whole Middle East. Yeah. Turn it into an amusement park. Iran is basically just using them Houthis because they know if we find out that they enriching that uranium, that's their ass. Matter of fact, hey, Iran. Oh my God, Iran, please, Iran. Y'all better not be enriching that uranium. I swear to God, y'all better not be enriching no mother. Y'all better not enrich no. Man, are y'all crazy? Are you freaking crazy? Why would you even think about enriching your? That's just stupid. Cause if Trumpito find out, all right, all right, my fault. Anyway, JD Vance, man, he is a smooth talking mother lover, man. I swear. And then he got the salt and pepper rocking. I'm about to grow my stuff back out, man. For real. And don't JD make blowing down gaming sound so relaxing. For real. That's how smooth he is. That's how smooth he coaxed the United Kingdom into getting their hands be useful. Get out here, United Kingdom. This is y'all burden. Get your hands dirty. We just told y'all we done fighting everybody's wars. The only reason we blowing down Yemen because they right next door to Iran, and we know Iran be sponsoring them. And yeah, Iran, I already know y'all. Find out. Find out. You know what I'm saying, Iran? Find out. He didn't say that in exact words, but that's basically what I heard him say. No joke. I love JD Vance. I'm looking at JD Vance for the next presidency, or people like Marco Rubio, but JD is such a smooth man. Like I said, man, I don't know. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, peace.